Hi everyone, today we're just going to go over some updated polling. We have received a whole host of new polling data that I wanted to take a look at. So, in Arizona, in Ohio, and in Illinois, and in the state of Florida. So, we'll start off in the state of Arizona where we have a brand new Univision ASU poll uh, from the 3/6 to 3/11, 541 sample size. Joe Biden plus 17 on Senator Sanders, 51 to 34. And I mean, 51 to 34 is a pretty crushing victory in the state of Arizona. Now, I think out of the four states that are up on this Super Tuesday 3, Arizona I think is the best for the Sanders campaign. Sorry about that. I think Arizona should be the one the Sanders campaign should do the best in because of its high Latino population. They're going to get murdered in Florida. They're not going to do well in places like Illinois and Ohio, which are like Michigan, where they also got crushed. I think Arizona, and they almost won Arizona. I think they came within 3 or 4 points in 2016 of actually winning the state of Arizona. I think, and with improved Latino support in 2020 as compared to 2016, I think they could do well in Arizona. But no, Univision ASU showing Senator Sanders underwater by 17 on Biden. And the funny thing is, if you take a look at the betting odds, take a look at this. Hillary Clinton is now second place most likely to win the nomination. So Biden an overwhelming favorite to go on and win. I would put the odds at like 98 to 2 for a Biden victory. But I mean, the only possible way I could see Sanders actually winning is either if Biden dies or, falls chronically ill and can't campaign anymore. That's probably like 0.5% chance of happening. Or second, 1.5% chance of happening. He gets destroyed so much at this next debate. Just gets like just gets absolutely crushed by Sanders, and the opinion polls going out have Sanders winning like the debate like 98 to 2. Then I could see a shift in the race where Sanders is able to actually come back. But those are the only two real scenarios. I don't see it happening otherwise. At this point in time, it seems the former vice president is going to go on and walk his way to the nomination. But right now, anyway, Arizona, there's a new Univision poll. If we just open that over here, just waiting for that to load. Okay, let's just. Okay. Okay, so Latino voters are slightly less likely to vote than overall voters. Donald Trump as president. Ah, if you've heard of all of these people, besides those so if you look at total favorable 27%, total unfavorable 39%. So that's going to be interesting for AOC. Uh, I'm just trying to see where's the actual poll where they have. Oh, this is interesting. Do you plan to vote for Trump versus Democrat? So Trump at 41%, the Democrat at 51%, undecided 7%. That's a positive sign going into 2020. And if your top Democratic choice is not the nominee, you will vote for the Democrat no matter who it is. That's 73%, and some people say they would just wait a little bit. If my top choice is not the nominee, then I won't vote in 2020. That's interesting. 9% of Latinos, that could be interesting. Uh, okay, so if the candidates for president are Trump versus Biden, Trump 42, Biden 50, that is interesting. Plus 8, that's good. I mean, that's good for the Democrats. And then for Sanders, it's slightly less than plus 8, plus 5, so that's not as good. And then Medicare for All, 56 to 44. I mean, that's okay. I mean, it's approval, right? and then there's a bunch of different things. Building the wall, 45 to 55, impeachment, blah blah blah. But I'm trying to find where they are. Part of the political establishment, so more likely 29, less likely 42. So that is interesting. So I'm trying to find who- I'm trying to find where is the actual thing. Here we are. Okay, Joe Biden 51, Bernie Sanders 34, Tulsi Gabbard 8. So a few people don't know other, 5 and 8%. If that candidate drops out and the only choices are Sanders or Biden, who would you vote for? 37 to 25 in favor of former Vice President Joe Biden. So that is interesting. So Arizona, Joe Biden winning in Arizona. Moving on to Ohio, we have an Emerson poll out. Biden plus 22. He has improved there. Biden plus 2 to Biden plus 22. So 57 to 35 for the former vice president. And then you can keep going to take a look. Which candidate has the best healthcare policy? Illinois, it's split. Sanders is doing a bit better in Ohio, and then Biden crushing Sanders in Florida, obviously. Okay, so Emerson poll, Biden absolute domination in Ohio. Same thing in Illinois. Biden plus 22 in Ohio. Biden plus 21 in the state of Illinois. So that is very interesting. Gabbard at 2. Healthcare policy, they also asked about that. Healthcare, and then you can see it's the same thing. And Emerson also did a Florida poll, if it's going to actually load. And Gravis also did a Florida poll. So in the Emerson poll, Biden plus 38, and in the Gravis poll, Biden plus 41. So just absolutely crushing there in the state of Florida. So that is very interesting to take a look at. Interesting how Bloomberg was leading in some polls. That's going to be interesting to take a look at. But overall, Joe Biden in these polls, plus 38, plus 41 in Florida, plus 21 in Illinois, plus 38 in Illinois, and then continuing in Ohio, plus 22 in Ohio, and over in Arizona, plus 17. So Bernie is doing the best in Arizona, but that's really not saying much. I mean, that's really not saying much, and I think that unless there's unless one of the two situations I described earlier in the video happens, I think that Senator Sanders is absolutely done. He's just gonna get crushed. Biden is gonna. I mean, already Biden has about a. Where's the delegates? Biden has a 153 delegate lead. I would say that he'd probably increase it with proportional to like a 300 delegate lead or so. That's like, maybe that's a bit too generous. But the states are like really bad for Bernie. I would say probably right now Biden opens up a 300 delegate lead, maybe 350 if he has a good night, and then maybe Sanders can try and minimize the damage. I don't think Sanders will be able to even hold Biden plus 153 on this day. That would mean he has to tie Biden on average in all the states, which I just can't see happening. I think that he should probably go into Arizona, go all in on Arizona, and sort of hope that that's like a tied state in Arizona, try and crawl back, and then he just gets murdered in the other states. So and then maybe he limits Biden's net delegates to plus 100 if he has a really good night. But then even then Biden's plus 250, 275, and it's just gonna get so hard to a point where, is it ethical to be taking people's money at this point? In terms of staying in the race. So that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.